Good evening and welcome to my channel Equity One. It's been a wonderful evening today with a lot of news in terms of the economics and the macro markets. The first thing that I would like to talk about in today's video would be about the Tata Steel getting a 16,000 crore planning on expansion mode, which is definitely going to be a very interesting factor. As I've been speaking about the growth of infrastructure and the markets, the expansion that Tata Steel today has sorted about with the infusion of 16,000 crores in the form of equity and the other sources is definitely a plus point for all the buyers, for all the investors, I would say. Why? Because in the long run, the company is definitely going to make a very good stand in terms of development. So definitely, I would mark upon Tata Steel as one of the performers in the coming weeks. Followed by, I would also like to talk about a very important news about the Indigo Airlines placing a 500 airplanes from the Airbus company. So you see that, look at the amount of importance that is being given to the aviation sector. This is supposed to be one of the highest, in fact, the biggest in terms of the orders that is being placed by the Indigo Airlines group. They've ordered for 500 Airbus. That's going to cost about $50 billion to the company. But nevertheless, the A320 and the A320neo models are going to be ordered by the company, which means Indigo is adding wings to its fleet, for which it's going to go up, and then new routes are going to come in. Definitely Indigo Airlines would seek expansion into the international routes also. So that's where one of the positive points coming up for us in terms of after Air India, Vistara, Indigo coming into picture. Again, there is a sunrise coming back into the aviation sector. So this is definitely a positive news that we need to look upon, with new inventions, new additions coming into the aviation sector. This is definitely going to take off very well. Followed by which I would also like to talk about the merger of HDFC Limited with HDFC Bank, which was a much awaited merger. I had spoken about it in my previous video also. But one of the most important points that I would like to talk upon today is that when the housing lending major would start merging with the bank, this is going to be a very crucial merger in the financial space altogether. Now, for the customers, this would definitely prove a boon. Why? Because you will start having the facility of premature withdrawal of your deposits, plus all the accounts will be opened up in the HDFC Bank itself, and you will also have additional facilities like the OD, and all the banking facilities would be extended. The most important point is that by merging HDFC Limited and HDFC Bank together, this is definitely going to prove a very big powerhouse in terms of financial system for the markets. So definitely HDFC would prove to be a very big lender, and they have a wide market in India. Probably the financing sources in terms of real estate and the infrastructure space is going to go up. So that's another positive news coming up in the market. The other thing which I would like to share upon today is that the Adani Group, which is looking for a refinancing worth of $3.8 billion, they're already in talk with Taiwanese and the Malaysian bank. And also there are a few more lenders like the Deutsche, Barclays, who are also talking with Adani Group in terms of refinancing it. So that's again a silver lining coming back in terms of the Adani Group coming back into power. After the Hindenburg report, when the stock crashed very badly, now it's really a bounce back for Adani Group, and now they are in talk with the lenders. That means to say that definitely there is a scope of expansion. Adani Group is again going to come back in terms of renewable energy. They might be also looking into a space of infrastructure and cement altogether. So that's definitely a positive news that's coming up for the Indian market. Followed by which I would also like to talk upon the visit of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji to United States. And there has been a lot of positive comments and talks that have been going about in the expansion in terms of defense and semiconductor industry. So India being a manufacturing hub in the upcoming days, semiconductor industry is going to play a pivotal role in terms of AI, networking, and all other sectors. So again, India is gaining a bright spot in terms of all these factors. So that is definitely going to be a huge push in the market. Plus, we are also going to expand in terms of the defense ties and cooperation. So the markets are going to show positive towards those companies which are involved in the defense manufacturing and allied services. With this, I would also like to recommend the stock for Tata Steel. I would like to give a buy for that particular share, followed by which I would also look into Bank of Baroda and into the banking space. Why? Because this particular banking organization has also exceeded more than 1 lakh crore in terms of the market capital. So I would definitely recommend Bank of Baroda as one of the long-term buys for all my viewers out there. With this, I would like to come to the end of today's session. I hope and believe that all this news would help you to invest smartly and keep buying the best stocks coming week. Thank you once again for joining me today. You have a great day ahead.